everybody. Thanks for listening to On the Podcast. This is a short format episode podcast that you can listen to while you're doing your business on the pot. Or maybe you're in the mountains for insert holiday here. Insert summer holiday here.
No. Don't go to the mountains. Don't go to the mountains during the holidays. Everybody goes. It's chaotic.
Okay, so you're not there. You're just in the mountains.
Okay.
And it's a lovely summer morning until it turns into a lovely thunderstormy afternoon. And all your activities should be outside. So you have to stay inside and just wait until it stops raining. Play a game. Talk to your friend. Talk to your family.
I got a friend who camps Crested Butte a fair amount. I've been with her once, but there was one year when it rained the whole time, and they just were in their tents. Yeah,
if you're in a tent. Tent rain's the worst.
Yeah.
Anyway, turn on an episode of On the Podcast and learn a little bit while you wait until the storm dies down and you can get back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do? You've already told all your ghost stories.
Yeah.
And if you need a ghost story, you listen to some of our episodes.
On the podcast.
Yeah, come on.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Liz. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Liz.
What are we talking about today?
Liz, you know me, and you know I am, I'm not going to say gullible. I'm an optimist, maybe, and I believe in the best of people, and that nobody will lie to you.
Until they do, and then you
do.
Never let them burn you again.
Yeah. Today I'm talking about lies that the U.S. government told.
Oh, Katie doesn't trust the U.S. government.
I think we've established that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in a few other episodes.
Yeah. Shocking. I was going to say, shocking they haven't done anything to us yet, but I'm sure they're just monitoring.
We're getting there.
Oh my gosh, we must be the number one podcast that the government listens to. That's kind of cool.
So Liz, today I'm going to tell you about the MK Ultra program and kind of what that led to, but we'll get into it a little bit. So setting the scene, it's 1953 and the Korean War is coming to a little bit of an end.
Okay.
Soldiers are starting to come back home and they're not the same people that they left as.
PTSD. Today,
we would assume that is PTSD. Oh. But in the 1950s, you think, no, something happened. Something did happen to these men, but you think they've been brainwashed. So the American government was all about pointing the finger at the Soviet Union and saying, the Soviets brainwashed the Americans, and we need to learn how to do that.
Yep.
So at the time, the CIA director was saying, like, these are really bad techniques and the Soviets are the worst people in the entire world. And then on the side, they were like, we need to start figuring out how to do that.
Hypocritical.
That's hypocritical.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Because I can see your notes and only that part of your notes. What's the name of the CIA director?
CIA director Alan Dulles.
I hate Dulles.
The man?
No.
The airport.
Actually, probably the man because, by default,
he's
the
lying
friggin'
to
airport.
the American people. Well
maybe.
Airport named after him.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I don't think I've... Dulles is Dallas.
Dulles is DC.
Oh. Why did I think Dallas? Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So Alan Dulles,
Boop.
an enemy of Liz Waldman, he started a top secret CIA program to, quote, covert the use of biological and chemical materials. I don't know what MK Ultra stands for. That's just the name of it. So the CIA sends some people to Switzerland, where in Switzerland they are manufacturing the new hot drug LSD.
Tune in,
turn on, drop out.
Turn on, drop out.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that.
Ooh, fun.
We'll mention a little bit about that.
Fun.
So the CIA operatives buy the entirety of Switzerland's LSD supply at that point.
Really curious how much that was.
10 kilograms. 10 kilograms of LSD, which was enough to dose half of the U.S. population.
Yeah.
So, they started experimenting with LSD on certain segments of the population. Some of them were volunteers. A lot of them were people like in prison or in mental institutions or something like that. Like either bargained, like said, hey, I'll take your LSD if you give me a little bit of time off on my sentence or something like that. Or they just couldn't say no. And a handful of people were not, like unknowingly being drugged with LSD, but that we'll get further into that too. So they were dosing people with just
supposedly
straight
Bob
LSD.
Dylan put LSD in Paul and John's coffee, and that's how they tripped for the first time, and then created the greatest music ever. Thanks, Bob Dylan. Is Bob Dylan a CIA agent?
Operative? He might be. Like I said, some of these people were like the most vulnerable members of society. Some of them were prisoners, including Whitey Bulger, who is like a very well-known mafioso. Yeah. He talked about his LSD experience and says, quote, he had a total loss of appetite, hallucinating. The room would change shape, hours of paranoia and feeling violent. We experienced horrible periods of living nightmares and even blood coming out of the walls. Guys turning into skeletons in front of me. I saw a camera change into the head of a dog. I felt like I was going insane.
Okay. Not that I know.
No, never.
But I could see that.
And the thing that we know now about LSD is that it kind of expands your mind. And they were hoping that it would be like mind control.
Yeah. Really, like, again, not that I would know. The hallucinations, I think, are like the main thing that happens. Mm-hmm. And you're just going to be like locked in on that. Nobody's gonna, like, unless those hallucinations are telling you things, like, you're not really gonna listen to anybody else.
Yeah. So, Liz.
Not that I know.
No, totally. A specific operation within MK Ultra was called Operation Midnight Climax. And this is where things really took a turn, because up until this point, they were experimenting on volunteers, prisoners, like something along those lines. These were literally people off the street. Like, so CIA agent George White was in charge of this whole thing. He set up like a CIA safe house and like decorated it really sexy. And then hired prostitutes to then lure unsuspecting men into this safe house, drug them with LSD. They thought it was alcohol. It was pure LSD.
Oh, God.
And then George White would, like, watch them to see what would happen. Turns out he really was
freaked the fuck out.
Well, yeah, he was really more interested in like the sex part than the LSD part, because he
didn't quite work out that well.
So most of this was happening in 1955 in San Francisco. It also happened in
to be fair, in San Francisco in the late 60s, people were tripping acid just freely.
But this was And we'll talk about that in a second. But again, they were doing this all without their knowledge. And from the early 50s until like through the mid 70s, this was happening. Mm-hmm. They were doing this on a regular basis. In 1974, New York Times journalist Seymour Hersh published a story about how the CIA was drugging people without their knowledge. And there was huge, public outcry about all of this. The following year, took a minute. President Ford, in the wake of the Watergate scandal and growing public outcry, just really truly about everything, set up a president's commission on the CIA to investigate illegal activities. And that's ultimately when Project MK Ultra was suspended.
Interesting.
So it took a while, but it wasn't until 1976 when Ford had an executive order absolutely saying no experimental drugs on human subjects without their consent.
Interesting.
But, you know, you talked about San Francisco. We talked about, you know, hard drugs, LSD, whatever, the hippie counterculture. A lot of people think that sprouted out of these experiments.
Yeah,
and
quite
like
possibly.
The CIA pretty much built hippie counterculture.
Quite possibly. So I've heard, and I've never verified, and I don't know if maybe there is a way to verify, but I've heard that LSD in the 60s and 70s was much, much stronger than it is nowadays.
I'm sure it was. I mean, I have no idea.
And I've heard, and cannot confirm, that Jimi Hendrix would take his bandana and just soak it in LSD and then tie it around his head.
Yes. Can you
Wild.
get LSD, like, absorbed
through contact,
through your skin?
Yep.
Oof, that's a lot.
I know, so that's why, like, always got to be careful handling LSD, people. Heads up.
Yeah, so there you go. A lot of government operations. Also, I did not know. I mean, I get it. LSD is coming from somewhere, but that, like, Switzerland was like manufacturing it. What the original purpose was for, I'm not sure. But...
Yeah. Well, now we know. It's like, don't you think that you could have found it somewhere else? Like,
I don't
easier?
know, man.
Yeah.
Switzerland.
I guess so.
It's where to get your hard drugs.
I guess so. All right. Well, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
What's that inside my body?
Hopefully drugs that are your consent, that
Yes.
you know are in
Yes.
your body.
Yes.
And also a little bit of knowledge.
No, yeah. All right.
See you next time.
Bye.